Everybody, it's Larry and welcome to today's video. We have an important announcement for you today, and you're going to want to not only listen to that, but you're going to want to watch yourself to see what's coming. And the emergency announcement is Ancestry is rolling out a new DNA match list format. Some of you already have it, some of you do not. It does not appear to be beta. There's nothing tied that says beta for the people who have it. This is a rollout. For those of you who already have it, I've come too late with this announcement, and I'm sorry for that. I tried to do it as quickly as I could, but I had to have somebody who had it on theirs come over with me, log in on my computer so that I could, show it to you. So what I've got is, this is mine, and we're going to show you theirs in a second. There's no video today because I didn't want to be on camera, but let me say this. This is the emergency announcement. So, flashy music here. Wah, wah. If you have not clustered and you still have this squish format like I'm showing right here, set aside a couple of hours today and cluster your matches. Maybe you've been putting it off. Maybe you just found out what clustering is. Whatever the case. I mean, me, when I get done with this video, I'm going to go and cluster mine before I get this new format. Okay? And once I get this new format, folks, until they give us that group all button, I don't know that I can do additional clustering videos, because now I can cluster, uncluster, and recluster, and do that in a reasonably short amount of time of a couple hours and give you videos on that. They're completely nerfing it. I mean, this is like watching Blockbuster shoot itself in the foot with Netflix over here streaming unlimited videos for $7.99 a month, while Blockbuster says, well, we normally rent for $4.99, but if you want to do streaming, it's going to be $9.99 or $19.99 for a 24-hour stream, and then you have to do it again. And they just didn't get with the times. Well, this isn't getting with the times. This format, and I just want to put this in perspective before I show it. This format was so well received, Ancestry, when you put it out in 2019. When you gave us the ability to add and edit groups, it was the greatest genealogically valuable tool given to us as users. And we loved the compressed format because we could see more information, we could see more dots. Our brain was able to analyze better. It was great. How great was it? I'm going to give you an example. I have a video in my channel that I made very early on when I had but 100 subscribers. And I still have less than 10,000. And I say that to put this in perspective. When we put this out, I had 100 subscribers in channel. The first day the video was put out, there were 24,000 views. The video has currently 67,000 views. That's 6.5 times more than are even subscribed to me now. It was hundreds and hundreds of times more than I had in my channel when I had just 100 people, because I had no idea I was going to be a channel at the time. I was just trying to help people. Help people with genealogy. And it just kind of was taken off from there. When you did this, it was like invention of the wheel. Even Throughlines isn't as good as this, because Throughline presupposes some matches and it can make some false positive connections. But this allows us to get with a guaranteed, it's what's helped people find their bio families. And you've hidden it. And not only have you hidden it, you've made it difficult to use. You've gone back, here we go, to the 2018 format, where you had the nice big fat DNA list with view match over here on the right. You had the eye, except the eye used to be brown and gave up different information. And you've thrown some things in here which serve no purpose, aren't usable at all, and you've hidden the single greatest tool that you have, which is the DNA groupings, so that we can cluster our matches. You've hidden it. Look on this. Where does it say add edit groups on this page? And no, folks, it's not under the black bar. The only thing under the black bar is the people's names. It's not under the black bar. You're seeing it. This is it. Where does it say add edit groups? There's add edit groups here. Well, you're like, well, right here, you see custom groups, right? All right, so see my cursor? It's a regular cursor, right? I click, nothing happens. And then when I put it over text, like right here in the middle, okay, I click, okay, it's text, nothing happens. Now, right here where it's got a custom group, and up here it's got a custom group, watch this, see my cursor? Nothing. But if I click on it, you're right, it pops up groups. And right here, where it has, the word custom, see how my cursor turns to like it's over text like it did right here? Well, here I click, it's text, nothing happens. I click here, text, custom groups. I'm really supposed to guess that, but wait a minute, that's not the best part. That's not really where you're supposed to do it. That's not where it's meant to be done, folks. See this little dot, dot, dot over here? That's where you're supposed to do the add edit groups now. All right, so over here, because it's squished, when I go in my match list, I can get several people. Let's do one. Let's scroll up. Now, if I have several here, like 10, like I've got over here. If I've got a bunch, let's say I'm right here, and let's say it'd be right here. I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can do, depending on where I am in the group, I can do 6 or so at a time. Now, what it does here is it would used to go down, push down below. Now they've added a scroll. But look what I can do now. 2 at a time. 2. I could do 6 to 10 before. Now here, if I have, let's just say a round number of 10, 268 times, 269 times I'd have to scroll. But now that I can only do 2 at a time, I have to scroll 1,344 times to include that. The time the cursor takes to scroll over here, locate this, scroll up, come back, and then come back over here, scroll back, go back here. This time here, back and forth, plus the scroll up and down, that's more time than it takes than to go like this and to click on the match. So I click here, click on the match, click here, click on the match. Here, find it, scroll back. All right? It's about 3 times longer. And I've done some, calcs to it, and it's basically, I'm pretty quick. Other people aren't quite as quick. Some people may be faster. So I don't have a number that I can share with you there, but let's just say that it is about 3 times longer on that. But because I've gone from 6 to 8 at a time to 2, so it's 4 times 3 longer. So if it takes me 3 hours now, 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times is 36 hours to do the same thing. Now, and honestly, I think it's closer to about 30 to be fair to Ancestry. So what you've done is you've taken something that takes 3 hours to do, and you've taken it to be 30 hours to do. So that's why the emergency announcement here, if you still have the old format, you're going to want to do this while it will still only take you 3 hours. Because once they give you this new format, it's going to take you a lot of time. So right now, I can go to work, get off, and in an evening cluster my matches. What it's going to take now is get off, come out of work, do 5 hours a day. It's going to do 5 times 7 is 35, so it's 36. It's going to take me literally a week to cluster those matches if I do nothing else in my life that entire week. Versus one day, 3 hours, and use a couple hours to analyze what I've done. It's the single biggest shot in the foot. Not only have you hidden your greatest tool, if you find it, you've made it virtually unusable. Why? I believe the mission is to help us find our information and help create stories. This is taking it from 3 hours to 30 hours is not helping. That's like the biggest opposite of helping that I can see. Now, that's not the only problem that I have with this new format. You've added in this percent DNA, percent of shared DNA, and that is nothing more than filler. It's just something that cute somebody wanted to put on the page. It serves absolutely no value. I cannot use that information. Well, there you're being harsh because, everybody knows that you do the percentages and you multiply it out. All right, let's look at this. Explain to me then. Right here, 105 centimorgans, 1% shared. 105 centimorgans, 2% shared. This person has twice as much shared DNA. They both have 105 centimorgans. So what's happened is we've taken the numbers for centimorgans, which we divide out. Okay, we calculate the number and we round it up and down. Then we do this one individually. So while this number rounded, to 105, but percent-wise it rounded down. But on centimorgans it rounded up, because 104 rounded, to the same 1%. 1%, 1%. These numbers, 105, 105, 105, 105, 105, 2%, 2%, 2%, 1%. I can't use that mathematically. It's completely unusable. Completely unusable. And, even if you add the decimal points, with the rounding and stuff, since I don't have the original numbers and you don't share the three-way triangulation and stuff like that, I still can't use that. Even if I was to export it, which you don't allow a download or export, I still couldn't use that. It serves no purpose. You might as well put a little banner ad there that says, drink Dr. Pepper or drink Pepsi or drink Coca-Cola, because it serves the same genealogical value. Likewise, over here where it has link tree 170, oh, that's not 170, that's a bar. That's bar. Now, after a while, our brain will say, oh, that's thinner than a 1, so that's not really a 1. But I will have to consciously read link tree to get to the 70. And for those that know the web, that's a marketing tool. You put the good stuff on the right, make people read across. So what you've done, either on purpose or accidentally, is you're making me read the word linked tree bar to get to the number of people in the tree. Whereas before, it was pretty easy. Okay? So when I got in the match list and I see the trees, there's that 103 people. There's no waste there. That's very efficient. We love this. 67,000 people have watched the video on a channel with less than 10,000 subscribers, and it had 100 subscribers at the time. This was the greatest thing that you've done. Now you're going back to before that, to the 2018 view. Made it hard to find the grouping, made it hard to use once you find it. You're filling the page with extra stuff that I have to read that I can't use. So right here, 105 is 1%, 105 is 2%. Let's scroll over to the right here, and let's just go up the page. See, I apologize for the scroll, but I'm making a point. We're scrolling up. Look at that, 2%. I did all of this scrolling. It's the same exact percentage at 2%. At 2%. How is that supposed to help me find my shared DNA match? Well, the centimorgans. You're going from 105 all the way up here. It's like 130. Come up here, 160. 176. Now we're getting to the 3. So 163. You're right. The centimorgans help me. Not this 2%. This 2% isn't going to aid me in determining if they're closer, which 163 to 105, I can tell which one's closer to me. 2% to 2% because of rounding, that has no value whatsoever except to inhibit me from seeing the information that I need, which is the centimorgans. I have to read across this to find the bar to read the information. I have to locate the bar. Now, eventually, after hours and hours of usage, my brain will start to ignore this consciously, but subconsciously, I'm still reading across this until I get to the bar to read the important information. Okay, after the bar. So the bar is going to be, okay, see that little bitty thin bar? Find it, like a Where's Waldo, and the important information is to the right of that. Eventually, my brain will be trained to that. But why have it there anyway? I can't use it at all. I can't use the word linked tree. You had it grid here. It's linked. There's no line through it, and it has a number of people. It's linked. Okay? If it had the line crossed and it says no trees, guess what? They had no tree. If it's locked, it means it's blocked. It's private. We knew that. And right here, you get an unlinked tree. It's got a tree because it's green. Okay? Linkable. We can see that. It's green. And it's got the line through it, so it's an unlinked tree. You have all the stuff for us to pick up. Even a new user can pick that up. Adding the word linked tree adds time to us seeing the valuable information. Adding this percent shared adds time to us finding this valuable information. And then the most valuable tool that you have, you've hidden it. And then when you do, we get to do 2 at a time. Because, like I said, we'll just do that. You can do 2 at a time. That's incredible. I don't have words to describe how far backwards this is taking it for the end user. There's one more. Have you noticed it? Look over on the left. See the clustering? We got the 3 groups, the 1 group, the 1 group, group. Wait a minute. These aren't groups. This is the group. These that blue dot, that's a group. These blue dots aren't group. These blue dots mean unseen people. So we've long advised people, scroll down through here and find the next one that's ungrouped. So they're scrolling through. Here's one that's ungrouped. But look at that. This one wasn't grouped. That's an unseen person. Unseen person. Unseen person. That's a group. Unseen person. So it's in the exact same line and it's the exact same color. It basically nerfs that color. It's already like we don't have enough colors, but we've nerfed it and it's over there on the left. It's created confusing. This whole custom group being on the left doesn't need to be there. So how to fix this? Just like when we did the through lines video, we said, hey, here's through lines. It's great. It's going to be a great tool. We believe in it once they make it where it uses our trees and not other people's. And we made the Band-Aid videos and the workaround videos and people did it. And at first Ancestry said, no, you just don't understand. You just got to correctly link the people on your trees. And some people did need to do that and it worked for them once they fixed it. But the majority of people, it was because it was using other people's trees. And once Ancestry realized that, they fixed it. Now, they never admitted that, but we all know because we had the Band-Aid videos out and we showed it. We demonstrated it. And people were doing workarounds and making breakthroughs on their tree. Well, I believe that if you just whine without cheese, it's just a wine party. But you need to bring the cheese. And we're going to bring the cheese here. The way to fix this is this whole extra linked tree thing, get rid of that. What you had before was fine. In fact, this entire format is fine. But see right here where you have the view match. Thin this out and put it over here because people that are new to the system need to be able to see the view match. They're not going to intuitively click on the name. Just like there's no way they're going to intuitively click on dots or click on this custom group picture. In fact, they won't even have a custom group picture until they accidentally click on the dots. And that's how I know the dots is the way you're supposed to do it. Because you don't even get this part here where it says custom groups. You don't even get this until you guess that. And once you assign a group, then this shows up. This isn't even here. Like in this one, okay, this one doesn't have a custom group, doesn't have that extra area. So until you assign a group, you don't even have that. So this is the way you're supposed to do it. That dot. That is not going to be intuitive for any new user. This add edit groups, very intuitive for new and veteran users. View match, very intuitive for new and veteran users. Add view match right here, leave it squished, and you've got a good thing. This is your flagship. Don't, shared DNA, 253 centimorgans across 8 segments, 138 centimorgans, 2% shared DNA. This percent shared DNA is entirely useless from our consumer perspective. It's great water cooler talk. It's not even great water cooler talk. It serves no value. Remove it. We don't have the decimals nor the numbers to work with that. We can't download these lists and perform math with it. Okay? You don't have a download yet. If in the future you plan on giving us a download, if in the future you plan on giving us a group all button on the profiles, then at that point, you can roll this out. Because it won't matter that I can only do 2 at a time, because I'll go to the person's page, and when I go to the shared match, I'll do group all and do them all at once. Then it won't matter what you do on this page. You can make them as thick as you want. You can put their, whatever information on there you want. You can actually include the Coke and Pepsi ads or whatever you want. It won't matter at that point, because now by giving me a group all on the individual page, on the shared match page, you've saved me that time again. And so if you allow me a download format, which has the exact numbers that are associated with this, that rounded up and rounded down, like here at that 105, let's go back to it. Okay, so let's see, right in here. Okay, 105 and 105. If you allow me to download my DNA matches and see what this number really is with the decimal points, then you can put it up here, because then I won't be looking at it anyway. If I'm wanting to use the shared matches, I'll use the download and I'll do my calculations based on that. Like, not very many people are going to use that, even if that's offered, but you could. So until you give us the group all, until you give us the downloadability needs to come with this implementation. And the group all needs to come with the fatter implementation. Until that time, put the view all button right here and call it good. And please don't roll this out to me. Please. Never ever until you add the group all. Do not. Please do not. And I beg on behalf of every user, stop implementation of this. Retro it back. Because my Facebook lit up. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's the biggest backward step in genealogy in a long time. So please, please, please don't do that. If you give us the group all, make it thick. If you want to add that shared centimorgans, give us the download. But if you're not going to do that, remove those. And that whole additional link tree bar, that bar being confusing with the number, just remove that. This is intelligent enough for everybody to be able to see. Everybody can tell that. There's no reason to add that. Okay, this is useful. This was touted. This has been viewed, passed around, and shared 67,000 times a video on my channel. 67,000 times when I only had 100 subscribers. Ancestry, don't take us back to 2018 without giving us some 2021 tools. Those of you who are still listening to the video, and I think many of you are, because this is an important video, like I said, take some time today, cluster your matches. There's no guarantee that they're going to give us a group all or a download button. So if that doesn't occur, you're going to be glad that you did your clustering before you get updated to that new format. So don't hesitate. Check this video out. See, the proof is right here. Look at it. It's all right here, folks. There's nothing hidden behind a curtain, and the king in this case doesn't have any clothes. So that's kind of embarrassing for everybody. Ancestry, please, please, please stop rolling this out and give us the group all. And that shared centimorgans and link, remove it. And wow, no words, folks, no words. Get out there and cluster your matches today before you get the update. I'm going to wrap this video up, ask you to subscribe, like. I'm doing that because we haven't quite hit 10,000 yet, and we're getting close. So once we hit 10,000, I'll quit asking, because YouTube actually punishes me by having more subscribers and less viewers. So the more views we have and lower subscribers, it's a more interesting channel. So just for personal pride reasons, and I know you shouldn't have pride, wanted to get to 10,000. So go ahead, do the subscribe. I know that requires you to create an account on YouTube, but go ahead and do it. It's well worth it. There's a lot of great videos here, so you'll want to come back here and see all the new stuff that comes out. Subscribe, click the bell notification that's down there. That way you'll know when we put out a new video. And 2021 is going to be an exciting year, folks. There's going to be an announcement on that very, very soon. It's going to be great. 2021. Hey, like I said before, on January 1st, for the first time, hindsight will literally be 2020.